Nestled in the mountains of South America, a little amphibian is the ultimate high-altitude hustler, thriving in the Andes where the air's thin and the nights are colder than your garden-variety frog wants or, frankly, deserves. This frog has a survival trick up its slimy sleeve that keeps it ticking even when the temperatures drop. But sometimes, you gotta become the real cold-blooded comeback king, like the marbled, four-eyed frog here in Life, Death, and Taxonomy.
Welcome back to Life, Death, and Taxonomy. It's your 30 minutes of interesting animal information. I'm Joe.
And I'm Carlos.
Thank you to Cassie for the creation of our theme song. To hear more of Cassie's music, please search Cassie Michelle on YouTube or Spotify.
And thank you to Johanna for the creation of this week's artwork. To check that out, you can visit us at our home on the web at ldtaxonomy.com. And a very special thank you to our patrons. Thank you so much for your support. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks for helping us keep the lights on. If you would like to donate, just visit patreon.com/ldtaxonomy or click on donate on our website.
And today we're talking about a frogsicle, but more on that later.
Delicious. I'm sure they sell that in like Baton Rouge or something like that.
Yeah. It sounds like something a disgusting Parisian would eat.
Baton Rouge is in Louisiana.
I don't know. No, I'm saying it's I'm transatlantic-ing it. I think it sounds like something a Parisian would eat.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that they are descended from the French, so. But yeah, they also have a lot of frogs in Louisiana. Probably more than they do in France, I'd wager.
So, like the British would call the French frogs? Is that just
That's
because
true.
it's the word FR? Or is it because they eat frogs?
That is a good question, and I have no idea. But I'm very curious. I remember actually wanting to look that up because I'm just listening to World War II stuff a lot, and they call the French frogs. They called them all the way back then. They still call them frogs, and I'm like, first of all, how bad of a slur is this?
Yeah, can we say this? This is terrible.
Why? So, anyway, email us, write to us, send us an electronic letter. If you have any sort of personal experience with French and frogs and why that is a name attached to that group of people. So anyway, what are we talking about? Not the French.
We're talking about the marbled four-eyed frog.
You know that's a name that its bullies gave it, right?
Yeah.
Four eyes. I think that's what they called Arthur.
Yeah, except for he's not a frog. He's supposed to be an
AARDVARK.
Yeah. Even though he doesn't.
He
look
looks
like
nothing
one.
like
He
an
looks
aardvark. Yeah, he does. He does look like a bear. We've already beaten that horse. It's also called the four-eyed frog. It's also just called the marbled frog. We're gonna call it the Sub-Zero Superstar and the Froggy Freeze Pop.
It's a classic-looking frog.
It is very classic, and it's not wearing glasses as at least as far as I can tell. Maybe they're invisible.
Would you like to know what science calls this?
I would.
Well, the animal, the kingdom, is the one you know, love, and are in, the kingdom Animalia. The phylum is Chordata. The class, Amphibia. The order, Anura. We're frogs. It's frogs. Family,
It's frog time.
Leptodactylidae. The subfamily, Leopurinae. Have we been here before? These sound familiar.
I mean, this is a frog. We spent a lot of time in the
We're just
frog
going frog. It's straight
order.
frog. There's no deviation. We're going straight frog. The genus is Pleurodema. Pleurodema. Could be.
Pleurodema, yeah.
And I don't know the species. I forget what this is a genus.
Marmoratum.
Pleurodema marmoratum. That's pretty good.
Marmoratum, yes.
Bibrioni is another one.
Fibrioni?
No, Bibrioni.
Oh, Bibrioni?
Yeah. It's like if your wife was Italian.
Bibrioni.
If she made macaroni, that would be her signature dish. Like if she made it.
She makes macaroni every single day.
She should call it Bibrioni.
Because that is
actually, it's not Bibrioni. It's Bibroni.
Yeah, we don't want to get too fancy with it. No, the binomial nomenclature is Pleurodema marmoratum, which brings us to the listener's favorite part of the show, nitty-gritty nomenclature. The part of the show where I ask you, Joe, a question, and that is, what is the English translation for the binomial nomenclature, which in this case is Pleurodema marmoratum. So, Joe, what does it mean? Does it mean A, speckled fake death, B, small animal with multiple lumps, C, multi-tooth shout, or D, marbled side bands?
What was the first one?
Speckled fake death.
I guess I'm going to go with that one. Final answer.
That's incorrect. The answer is marbled side bands.
That was my second guess.
It is completely named after just what it looks like.
Is that better or worse than just naming it after the guy who found it?
No, that is way better than naming it after the person who found it for the purposes of this game. It's like, I'm just going to name this Todd Jensen. Okay. Can't really do the game anymore. Yep, marbled side bands. I like it better when it describes something that it does, or is based off of like we're gonna call this like black shield or something like that. Because it has a hard carapace, so it's like a black shield. Like that's a cool and also appropriate way to describe this animal. Instead of has spots and is small. Like, thanks. But yeah, marbled side bands. I mean, you could also substitute marbled for speckled, mottled, splotched. But you get the idea.
Well, do you want to know what it looks like?
I do. I bet you it's marbled with side bands.
It gets its name, marbled four eyes. Gets its name from the two inguinal poison glands on its lower back that resemble eyes. You know, you've seen frogs like this, where it's got these big two big circles. It creates a four-eyed effect. These glands are part of a defensive posture. I'll talk about that later. Don't even worry about it. But it's got these two. It's very speckled. It's variable in color. Can have marbled patterns of gray, brown, black, green, small yellow spots, white underbelly or tannish white underbelly. It's got the what is it called? I'm forgetting what it's called when they're counter shading. It is modeled as the day is long. It would be very difficult to see this in its environment, I bet.
Yes.
Other than that, it's a frog. It looks like a frog. It sits up. It's not flat on the ground like some. It does the frog sit. It is a frog. No way.
The poison dart frog sit.
No, yeah. But that brings us to its size. Welcome to the Love Measure Up segment, the official listener's favorite part of the show, the part of the show when we present the animal size and dimensions in relatable terms through a quiz that's fun for the whole family. It's also part of the show that's introduced by you when you send an audio of yourself saying, singing, or chittering the words measure up into ldtaxonomy@gmail.com. We don't have a new measure up intro this week, but that means we can hear from an animal. Call us to guess who it is.
Bet you it's a frog.
Yes, I forgot to do this, but I have something in mind.
We've already done Mr. Frog. Or Frog from Frog and Toad. And I think we've also done Mr. Toad from the Wind in the Willows.
Oh, this is not either of those. I'm just going to get through the ad.
If you play for me the song, 4 little speckled frogs sat on a speckled log eating some most delicious bugs, I'm going to have a conniption.
I don't know anything about what you just said, so I think you're safe from that.
Good, because that's a song that I know by heart and not by choice.
Okay. Well, without further ado, the listeners' part of the show. Do you know who that is?
I couldn't for the life of me tell you what that frog's name is.
Do you know the frog?
I do know what I do. I have the scene playing in my mind right now. It is overlaid with the scene at the end of Spaceballs where they do that with the xenomorph. But no, yes, I do know the frog. I don't know his name.
He's a Looney Tunes character. He, I think, is sort of used as like the WB's mascot for a little bit. I remember him being like coyly leaned against the WB logo in certain things.
Oh, really? I imagine just Bugs Bunny coyly leaned against the WB logo, eating a carrot, smoking a carrot.
His name is Michigan J. Frog.
Yeah, that Michigan J. Frog.
Yeah, and he does a lot of songs. And he's got a top hat. And I think, was it Spaceballs that made fun of, like, that?
That's what I said.
Yeah, with aliens.
But with a xenomorph.
Yeah.
That's what I think of more than I think of this frog whenever I hear that song. Or think of that dance.
All right, Michigan J. Frog. That's who that was. Let's talk about the length of this thing. They're like 4 centimeters or 1.5 inches. I'm not sure how accurate that is. I don't know the length of this exact species. But based on other species that look like it's similar in size, I would say 4 centimeters. So how many fit into these things, and which one of these is correct? A, 4.3 marbled frogs go into the length of the Andean coca leaf. Or B, 4, even, Inca quipu knots go into the length of this frog. Or C...
A quipu knot?
Yeah.
That sounds like someone who chews a bunch of coca leaves.
C, 2.5 marbled frogs go into the length of a Chilean degu. Quipu knot is an Inca record-keeping device from Peru using knotted cords. And a Chilean degu is a small rodent native to the Chile's Andean foothills.
I'm going to do the coca leaf because it's the only one I have any sort of interaction with. It's the the cure-all in Cusco, and I was suffering from altitude sickness when I was there, because it's like 4,000 meters above sea level, and I am not used to being a meter above sea level, unless I'm in a second-story building. And so I was just like, I was short of breath. I was nauseous. I was
a meter.
That was a joke.
Oh, I see.
I'm not used to being above sea level. I live in Florida.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I'm whisked away to spend like 3 weeks at the top of a mountain in the Andes. And they were like, "Hey, chew this leaf. It'll make you feel better." And it did. The leaf did not taste good, and then apparently I found out that it's what they used to make cocaine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've been chewing the leaf for a long time. It's very normal.
It's got like a numbing effect. It's got it's their cure-all. It's like, "Oh, are you sick in any way? Or try this first." So, yeah. The coca leaf.
The correct answer is B. 4 Inca quipu knots go into the length of the frog.
A quipu knot.
How big are these? They're 1 centimeter. Oh, the knot. Yeah, okay. The knot is a centimeter.
The knot itself.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. How much does it weigh? About 10 grams. 0.01 kilograms. How many go into the weight of these things, or vice versa? Which one of these is correct? A. 3 frogs go into the weight of an Andean alpaca wool skein.
What is a skein?
Small is a skein of alpaca wool is a hand spun. I think that's just a measure. It's like a bundle. SKEIN. Yeah, a length of thread or yarn. B. 10 Amara coca seeds go into the weight of the frog. Or C. 4 marbled frogs go into the weight of a Bolivian alpaca figurine. A traditional craft sold in Bolivian markets.
I'm going to go with the skein. Final answer.
He puts the lotion on the skein. The correct answer is B. 10 coca seeds.
B twice in a row.
Yeah, I did that on purpose this time, just to be sneaky. A single coca seed used in Andean agriculture weighs about 1 gram. Isn't that interesting?
It is.
A coca seed?
They do love their alpacas, though.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Do you want to hear any fast facts?
Yes.
Well, this frog inhabits subtropical or tropical high-altitude shrublands, grasslands, not scrublands, shrublands. Scrublands, I think, are different. Like it's like pseudo-desert. But this is grasslands, rivers, swamps, freshwater marshes, often at elevations up to 17,000 feet, making it one of the highest dwelling amphibians globally. It's found in the Andes. You'd have to be if you want to live in shrublands 17,000 feet up. Notably near Quelqueya ice cap in Peru, or the Cordillera Real in Bolivia. It thrives in areas with extreme temperatures, swinging from 111 degrees Fahrenheit during the day to below freezing at night. Guess where I don't thrive, though, in those places?
Yeah, that's rough.
How do you pronounce 2 C's in a row? Quell, C-C-A-Y-A.
I don't speak. I don't even remember the name. I forgot what the name of the language that the Incans spoke, and that some people in Peru still speak. So yeah, I don't know how to say or pronounce that, but
Well, it has a unique defense mechanism. When threatened, it adopts a posture that highlights its eye-like glands, its second pair of eyes, confusing or intimidating predators. So it uses its fake eyes to pretend like it's real eyes. And real eyes.
tell me eyes, tell me sweet little eyes.
The frogs undertake a multi-day treks. You'll talk about that later, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're. You can talk about that.
They go up the mountain to reach pools of glacial meltwater for mating and reproduction. They move slowly, one hop at a time. Really?
How else can they move?
Like they could walk. I feel like one hop. You can't do 2 hops at a time.
That's true. Just like you can't take 2 steps at a time.
Yeah. Unless you're hopping. Then you're taking 2 steps at a time.
No, then that's a hop. You haven't taken a step. You've taken a hop.
Maybe that's the definition of a hop. 2 steps at a time.
Sure, I guess. Yeah, we're getting into like is a hot dog a sandwich argument.
And if a hop is 2 steps at a time, then if you have 4 legs and you hop, you're hopping twice.
You're doing 2 hops at the same time.
Yeah.
So if you get down on your hands and knees and you push up, you just do all 4 limbs off the ground. If you don't, just done a double hop.
I think you have to go forward at least. Otherwise, you're just jumping.
We're starting to assign all kinds of stipulations, regulations around the forward ambulation.
They endure harsh UV radiation and cold nights. They expand their range upslope due to glacial retreats in the Andes over the past 150 years, colonizing new habitats as the ice melts. They're following the glacier, in other words, up as it melts. This makes it successful in adapting to changing climates. Though it faces challenges from diseases like, I'll never say that word.
That's an interesting sounding disease.
I'm saying it. Chytridomycosis.
Chytridomycosis?
Yeah. Tridiomycosis. The first is CHY. It's caused by fungus. Scientists study the frog's genetic diversity and an adaptation to understand its response to this climate-driven range expansion and disease. In Peru, in the Peruvian Quechua culture, there's a lot of words I can't say. Frogs are associated with rainfall.
Quechua. Quechuan. That's the name of the
language.
The language. Yes.
Frogs are associated with rainfall, reflected in the Hanpatu dark constellation, which rises with seasonal rains.
There are a lot of rough words in here.
Yeah. Anyway, they named the
Incan
constellation
words.
out of a frog that appears with the rainfall season. So it makes sense. When it rains, frogs come out. They like the moisture. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the frog's unique survival strategy was highlighted in the Americas show. Oh, I won't say that because it's got something to do with you.
Yeah.
All right. I'll leave it at that. Do you have any big facts?
I do. This one's called Frozen Frog Legs. So as we mentioned, this frog lives in South America, and when you usually think of South America, at least when I usually think of South America, the first thing I think of is the rainforest. Is a hot, muggy, very green place. But a huge portion of South America is deserts and mountains. And I've been to both places. Even after having been to the mountains and deserts of South America, I still just think of the Amazon rainforest whenever, like, that's the first thing. Like, you think of Africa, African savanna. You think of Europe, like Tudor Rome houses. You think of South America, the jungle. But there's actually like quite a bit of diversity in the environments there. And so, as we mentioned, this frog gets up high in those Andes Mountains, where the temperatures range drastically. And the way that it survives, where other cold-blooded animals can't, is by freezing solid for up to 6 hours of suspended animation during those extreme Andean nights. So its body produces natural antifreeze compounds. A good example would be glucose. And this protects vital organs from ice crystal damage during freezing. So that's the big problem with, if the idea of freezing a person and then thawing them out later is that ice has more volume than the liquid that it was formed from. So all of your everything will burst if you were to be frozen, because all of the liquid that's in your veins and your organs and your tissues and everything would expand and burst the seams and you would die. So Walt Disney is not still alive, frozen somewhere. Even if he's frozen, he's dead. But if he was able to produce these antifreeze compounds in sufficient quantities, this can protect vital organs from those ice crystals forming and rupturing membranes and things like that. Freezing also stops the metabolism, stops the metabolic process, so the frog can conserve energy and kind of go into this, temporary short hibernation period. It can survive temperatures as low as -4. A cold-blooded animal surviving -4 temperatures. It's pretty crazy. So when the temperatures rise in the morning, and they rise quickly throughout the day in the arid southwestern regions of South America, the frog will thaw as the temperatures rise. The frog's heart and breathing will restart, and you'll just hear that like Windows 97 reboot, like dee 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 doo, will just start, and the frog will be back at it again. This freeze thaw cycle helps the frog endure the temperature swings. We're as low as -4, as high as 111. So that's not, like you said, that's not something that most warm-blooded animals can handle. And the good thing about being warm-blooded is that we can survive extremes better than because we thermoregulate. But however, the repeated freezing can put a lot of stress on the frog's body, but its physiology just minimizes the damage to its cells from freezing and refreezing, and it's completely adapted to this life of temperature extremes. On top of that, it has very good natural camouflage, like you said. Very hard to see. It's very small and very hard to see. So while it's frozen, it just kind of looks like a little pebble in its arid, rocky environment. So it avoids it just getting eaten by something while it's in suspended animation. And this is overall a pretty rare trait among amphibians. Usually you see amphibians and reptiles and other cold-blooded animals living in very warm or temperate climates. So that's the unique superpower of the marbled four-eyed frog. And that's all I got.
Interessante. Yeah, usually stuff goes wrong when you freeze. Not so with this guy.
Yeah, he may even like it.
That's all I got.
All right. That was the marbled four-eyed frog. We're right on time. For you out there in Podcastia, hike the Andes. Do it. It's cool. Practice your Spanish. Also do that. And meet the environmental extremes on their own terms, like the marbled four-eyed frog here in Life, Death, and Taxonomy.
Hey Taxonomy Titans, I just want to remind you that we have a Patreon that you can find by going to ldtaxonomy.com/donate. All of our episodes are uploaded there. Sign up for free to engage with us, leave episode suggestions, or chat with other animal enthusiasts. If you find it in your heart to donate, it will help us cover some costs and continue to make the show. Plus, we'll thank you every week. Most importantly, thank you all for listening.
Life, Death, and Taxonomy is my favorite in the world podcast.
Four-eyed purple people eater.